Welcome everyone to week 6 of Thrive During the Holidays. We've just gotten through Hanukkah and Christmas, technically. I think there's some other holidays that have been completed on top of that. We went through solstice last week, right as we were ending our week. And now really is the week of preparing for the next calendar year. Now, I want to give you all a hint. Your year begins on your birthday. Hi, you have your own year. You have a personal year. We have a year as a collective because we all agreed on this Grecian calendar. I don't know when. All right. So this calendar is existing, and it isn't the calendar that we go by physically as a soul, because we have our own calendar via our birth date. It also isn't the calendar we go by as anyone connected into the moon cycles, because that's a totally different calendar than the one we sit with, right? We would have a 28-day calendar, like my good old month of February. And, we would have 28 days. We'd have new moon and, and then we'd have full moon, and we'd have celebrations every 14 days of energies, and noticing how they influence us. And they influence us whether we're male or female. They always talk about women's intuition and women being connected to the tides. All right, everybody. We all have masculine and feminine energy. Right side of the physicality is masculine, left side is feminine. Brain-wise, it's the opposite. Left side is feminine, right side is masculine. There's a crisscross when we're talking about our physical brain and our physical body. Why is that important for you to know? It's important because everybody has female and male energy in them, no matter which form they chose in this life experience. And there are a lot more people choosing neither or both. A lot more, especially that the last generation coming in right now is more and more and more are choosing to be, androgynous? So they don't want it. They don't want to choose. They want to be themselves, whatever they are in that moment. So that plays into the energy that we're talking about as the calendar year for society as a whole ends, and then a new year begins. We're ending a 1 year. 1 is new beginnings. A 1 is a year where a lot of completions from what you were done with in 2016 probably happened whether you were thinking about them or not. Things that needed to come to an end came to an end in this new beginnings year, because from that ending, a new beginning started. So I was just mentioning before I jumped on that I've talked a lot about this week, the 26th of December through about the 2nd or 3rd of January in my life when I was an unmanaged empath was the toughest that I had. And it was interesting because this morning I woke up a little bit down, just not really wanting to engage, not really even wanting to get up. And I was like, well, this is interesting. What can I do? And I heard, well, you could probably ask your support team to change the way you're experiencing life and remind everyone else, so can they. So I said, okay, here's the deal. I want quiet in me until this time. And then when I get up, fine, I can be the Energizer Bunny girl. I can be all excited. You can just be running wonderful, beautiful, happy hormones through me. You just go right ahead. You just give me this quiet time, and then I'll be ready for what you ignite. About 3 minutes before that time, literally, I felt the rush of those happy hormones start going into every one of my cells. And I went, it is actually this easy, everybody. This easy. I was like, The only thing that would make that hard is if you didn't believe that you had the capacity. And I just said angels, a Vaiku in Hawaiian. So angels, come to me. And when it's time for me to get up, I want to be upbeat. I want to be happy inside. I want to be motivated and inspired. That's what had been really quiet for a few weeks. I'm like, I want inspiration. I want to feel great about 2018, because I know that's what you asked me to talk about today, Spirit. And darned if I honestly, when I looked at myself in the mirror, I thought, oh, Pollyanna, there would be days if I was in the wrong place and I wouldn't even want to be around you. So I want to remind you guys that you really have the capacity to shift that easily. Now, it might be a little easier to sit and close your eyes in meditation or contemplative prayer, ask your whatever group you want, your angels, your guides, your inner self, whatever you want to talk to. You have choice to reset and recalibrate how you're feeling. I was with a friend yesterday who was super tired. But you know what? And I took a nap on the beach. It was awesome. We melded fields and down out cold I went. And when I got back up, I was like, I choose upbeat. And it shifted. So you have that capacity. I want to remind you that you have it always. So I said we're going to talk about the energies of 2018. To do that, we need to really do a recap of 2017 for yourself. You, of course, have choice when you do this. But if you could write down your wins. Now, when I mentioned it was tough on me, it was because my critical mind between the day after Christmas and right after New Year's ran all of the things I didn't accomplish in the year. It ran all the things that I didn't complete. It also showed me everything that I could have done and I didn't. So what I want to encourage you to do is, if you do run any of that shoulda, coulda, wouldas for year end, acknowledge them and go, wow, you're right. That was a possibility. I didn't choose to do that and I'm okay with it. So really that's a little bit of self-forgiveness, because that alignment of self-forgiveness, when you hear the word ho'oponopono, it is thrown around all the time and it is said very, very uniquely sometimes. What that Hawaiian word means is to make things right, very right. And there's a great book, Zero Limits, Joe Vitale and Dr. Len A. Haleakala, that talks and repeats itself a lot about how we do this. Here's the down and dirty. Take responsibility for your choices. Forgive yourself if you don't like what you chose. And forgive others because their behavior is not their soul. Their behavior is from their personality, which we all know is a lot of external stimulation and life experience piled up on top of the soul. So we don't have to forgive the behavior, we forgive the soul. And forgiveness is really inside you. So if there's someone in 2017 who you believe has wronged you, has done anything to you, forgive them. You forgive them and you will be in a better place. A great example that's simple is traffic. Someone cuts you off. I have been in a car where somebody else cuts them off, and for 20 minutes, I'm dealing with profanity, anger, ragged, lightning, negative energy. And the person who cut them off is in a different town because they turned and they're gone. But I'm still in that soup of negativity. We do this to ourselves. Someone does something that we see as a misstep, and then we get all up in our stuff about that, and we start ruminating with it. It's like we're marinating. Okay, no marinating in negativity. So that's what I want to tell you is, if you've done something in 2017 and you would have preferred a different choice, forgive yourself. One of the ways to do that is to energetically do it. So maybe it was the beginning of the year, maybe it was last March, and you missed something. Close your eyes and rewind it like it's a VHS tape, play it out the way you want it. Sometimes this is a conversation with someone else that you really can't have anymore, because it would be really unhelpful to bring that up. But if you can replay it in yourself and play it out in a way that is supportive, it's going to totally and completely change the energy you're holding around it. That's called rewind. That's a great tool to use before bed. Anytime that you're upset, before you go to bed, is to literally rewind whatever in the day upset you and then make it your own movie. Make it something that would support you. It changes the neural naps of that memory. You get to choose what you're coding and storing and keeping with you. It releases that negativity and stores positive neural pathways, positive energy into those neural pathways, actually. All right, so there's the review and there's the forgiveness. Then there's the celebration and the acknowledgement. We are so good at that other side, especially the first part, right? The criticism of ourselves, of others, of the year, of the president of the country, of all this stuff, right? Forgiveness, criticism, or find where you're criticizing, find where you're lacking, where you're seeing lack. Forgive, celebrate. Celebrate what went right in 2017. What great stuff happened? What allowed you to grow, expand, embrace, see more light, experience more fun and joy and gratitude? And then acknowledge yourself. Acknowledge yourself for doing the tough stuff sometimes. Acknowledge yourself for the willingness to keep going. Because there are people around you who are sitting in their easy chair, watching whatever they're watching. This is no criticism to this person. It's their choice. But they aren't evolving. They aren't moving forward. They aren't choosing to keep going. Because we all have the ability to illuminate. That's what we've been up to. From there, increase the level of heart connection and capacity that we have, and then to grow the amount of light that we can carry. As you awaken to the power within, you illuminate more and more of your greatest potential. You awaken more, really, of your Christ awakened heart. And from there, as we work on different things like recoding, every time we do a clear, we are increasing your capacity to hold more light. We're bringing in your divine self. There isn't anything that can hold more as far as a universal bundle of energies than your divine self. Your divine self is a high resonant energy field. So you are doing that. Whether you're doing these live with us or you're watching the replays, you are increasing your capacity to hold light. So acknowledge yourself. Take the time to do that. So look for any lack and criticisms. Forgive yourself. Celebrate. Acknowledge. Those are the 4 steps. What I'm going to encourage each and every one of you to take the time to do this week. Now I want to share with you the energies of 2018. 2018 makes me smile so big. If there's a Cheshire cat, I could compete for the biggest smile around. 2018 is an 11 year. Napoleon Hill will tell you way back in 1928 or 38 that 1 and 1 together is way more than 2. It's 11. And 11 is the energy of healer in the limelight. For some of us, that means we'll step out even bigger. For others of you, understand that the healer in the limelight is you healing you. From there, others choosing to heal themselves. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to do Facebook Lives like me. You don't have to be a healer like some of the other people in the group. Yet, you could choose that. But really who you're working on is you. So this is a year of you working on you. 2018 is a year of, in partnership too, is a partnership energy. Together with either the divine or another human being, could be with your guides or your angels. You are going to step into your power more. 1, leader. Standing on your own 2 feet, and from there you are supported. This to me is about emotional independence, being even more and more available to each and every one of you. And then 8 is the number of success in 2018. The 8 is you and spirit working together from your heart. Where that 8 connects higher self, heart, and root. So it's multiple 8s for me. So if you allow yourself, you can feel that 8 energy. You can feel the energy come down from the divine, go through your crown, down through your root, back up through your crown, back to the divine, energy down from the divine, through your heart, down to your grounding chakra, back through the heart, and then the energy from the divine down to your root, the crisscross in the root, down to the grounding chakra, back up and around. That's really, for me, it's going to be success in people embodying, success in people being right here, right now, allowing themselves to participate in this awakening of the entirety of humanity. And together, it again is the 11. It is the energy of, by you healing yourself, you are a lighthouse. You allow other people the capacity to see that they too can be happy inside, that they are worthy, that they are deserving, that they matter, that they are enough, that they can be seen, validated, and heard. Because you are choosing to live your life from that place. By you doing that, you are doing the 11's work. And in an 11 year, you're going to get support over and over and over for you to be there. And for you to have that hookup. Why do I get so excited? It's my natural talent. It's what I thought everyone did until I was 33 years old. And someone pointed out that everyone isn't just like me. And I knew that. I didn't understand, though, that everyone at that time has their own natural talent. Now, many of you have the same natural talent as me, more than likely, if we're hanging out together, or it's your destiny or your soul. That's numerology, everybody. So just know that this 11 energy is available to each and every one of us. And it's a very supported place. Like I said, where you go to is a lighthouse energy, where you're shining the light from you so other people can see and are safe as they move in whatever direction they choose to move. Forward doesn't always have to be in front. Forward can be to the left or the right, and it actually could be behind us. Just moving on is probably a better word, because I always see the 360 ripples, and they go in all directions. So your focus for this week is to notice what didn't work in 2017, and just acknowledge that, and rewind it if you choose to, and just really change that energy. This is another great place to use the unplug that we started Thrive with. The unplug will work wonders on what didn't work in 2017. Close the circle on anything that didn't complete that you intended to complete in 2017. If you intended that you were going to organize your entire house and you didn't, instead of beating yourself up, close the circle on what you didn't do and then decide what you want to do. And honestly, everybody, take small bites. If you're anything like me, you might decide you're going to run a marathon, lose 80 pounds in 40 days, and start a new business and do something else all at the same time. Buy a house, get married, have kids, whatever. I used to buy a car, have a baby, and buy a house. People are like, what are you doing? I go, what do you mean? I mean, you don't have to do it like that. That for me was when I was really hooked into the 3D. It was the stuff I had to do. So I'm not asking you to do that. I'm just asking you to just look at things. And if you're going to, I'm not a goal setter now. Goals limit the universe for me. I'm an intention setter. And an intention is really different for me than a goal. A goal says, I need a purple water bottle from Jacksonville, Oregon. And an intention would be, the universe, God, the divine, can I have something to hold liquid, please? Who knows what I could get? I could get a gold chalice, people. Come on. Be way cooler than that purple water bottle from Jacksonville. So that's the difference to me between a goal and an intention. A goal, I set a real small parameter, have a small area to hit. You know, maybe it's only the end of my pinky. An intention is as big as the universe. It's a direction that I'm asking, or something that I'm asking for support around. So bring your questions. tomorrow around anything that you're struggling with for 2017, as far as like, how would you deal with this, Jade? This happened in my life. What would you do? So we'll probably be doing some reframing, which just means changing the meaning, everybody. Just change the meaning. So remember forgiveness for others, for unfinished, and for self. Remember to celebrate, maybe even a celebration list, like writing out and celebrating yourself. And then acknowledge what you have been willing to do. We celebrate kind of the wins, right? The gains of some kind, whether it's material or non-material. Yet acknowledgement is remembering that you were involved with it, that you were willing to participate, and that you did it, right? Like that you, and that's not egoic. That is aligned, is what I'm hearing. It's aligned to acknowledge yourself. And that is, it's different than pride. It's being proud. Proud and pride are different. Pride means it's over another, usually, like being prideful. Being proud of yourself is just honoring. So really, the acknowledgement is honorings, self-honorings. I'm hearing tomorrow we'll be sharing an honoring ritual. I'm like, okay. So tomorrow during the Q&A, there'll be an honoring ritual. Someone hold me to that. So remember. But yeah, there's an honoring that is in our highest and best to remember to do that, so that we're in an energy of celebration and that. Thank you, everybody. I'm excited. I'm real excited. Oh, wow. I have connection bumps all over. We are going to clear the incompletions in our field. And not just for 2017. Do you guys feel that? We have so many things that were incomplete that we're unaware of. We only remember a small amount of life experience. And these incompletions could be familial or, and so ancestral. They could be otherworldly. They could be multidimensional. They could be past life or future life. Wow. We will be clearing incompletion energy that's affecting you. Any incompletions that are interfering with your highest and best on Thursday. We're Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday these last 2 weeks. So bright blessings. Yeah, I know. He's laughing at me with his whole body because Jade doesn't know what day it is. Bright blessings of aloha, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for joining. Aloha, Stephanie. Aloha, Jeanette. Aloha, Heike, Guy, Stephanie, and Annie. Blessings to you, Jeanette. All right, everybody. Hui ho.